Yeah, so straight, Ronaldo making a second debut for Manchester United, and we saw how impressive he was against Newcastle. What's your take on the King returning back to Manchester United, the red corner of Manchester?
Wow, the second homecoming, right? The last dance, the last hurrah, return of the King. Look, whatever you want to call it, Cristiano Ronaldo is back at Manchester United. He's back at the theater of dreams. He's creating magic already, and look, it was simply sublime. Look, during that game, Arsenal was playing at the same time, but trust me, I tuned into the Manchester United Newcastle game. I could have cared less about what Arsenal was doing, to be honest. And I wasn't disappointed. It was inevitable. Cristiano Ronaldo scores the opening goal. And what will I say about our second goal? Luke Shaw, or Shawbeto, as the Manchester United fans have been calling him now, he had a great run driving through the middle, placed the ball on a platter for Ronaldo, and he finished exquisitely well. And then you could see that Ronaldo was also creating chances for himself. So he could have scored more goals. He could have ended up with a hat-trick at the end of the game. But I think it's just fair to say that he proved the critics wrong, even though it was just in Newcastle United. However, in recent seasons, Newcastle United has been a thorn in the side of Manchester United. So, with all due respect to Newcastle United, I think the major difference was just Cristiano Ronaldo. The players seemed more focused on the pitch. They seemed to be more aggressive. No time for playing. It was just eyes on the prize, and let's do these things right. That's what it was about. And then even in the Champions League game, sadly they got a red card. Which happened yesterday. But I feel that was down to poor management by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, if you ask me. But apart from that, look, it's been a positive impact from Ronaldo on the team. Their third choice goalkeeper, or rather one of their goalkeepers, Lee Grant, he was interviewed during the week on Monday, I believe, and then he was talking about the impact of Ronaldo in the dressing room. And then he did say that normally, after their meal, after dinner, they've got like desserts which they can have. I think it was either brownie, custard, or something else. And then no one wanted to eat the normal things. Everyone waited for Ronaldo to eat.
It's what Ronaldo eats.
Exactly. And the funny thing is that Patrice Evra and Ferdinand, they've spoken about what Ronaldo eats and how he eats. So it's not just today. Ronaldo has always been taking care of himself, eating his vegetables, eating everything in the right amount. He looks fantastic for a 36-year-old around the podium. So it's good to have Ronaldo back. As a Ronaldo fanatic, it's good to have him back. He's doing wonders in the English Premier League. And I only hope that at the end of the season, he gets something. Manchester United need to win a trophy. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I'll still coming to that. Ask you that. But
because on paper, it's inevitable. You need to win a trophy. Cristiano Ronaldo, Edison Cavani, Jadon Sancho, Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes. Come on, you need to win a trophy.
It's like the stories was written in the stars when he made his second debut for Manchester United at Old Trafford, the theater of dreams. And when that goal went in, it was like a story written in the stars that it was going to happen. He even said it in his post-match press interview, saying he didn't see himself scoring 2 goals, but he knew he was going to score a goal in his second debut. So it's a lift. It's like when new managers come into a team, you hear the word called manager bounce. So this is like a player bounce for Manchester United. I think this is like the last jigsaw that will solve the puzzle for Ole. But critically looking at it, the stats are there. Ronaldo, the highest goal scorer in the history of football. Even in Champions League, is the high. I was seeing the stats all on Instagram. So he has scored 174 goals, 174 Champions League goals. Yesterday he made the second debut in the Champions League with Manchester United. He also scored a goal for Manchester United. But with all the stats, fantastic. Ronaldo I'm sure Manchester United fans right now will be basking in the euphoria of the return of the GOAT. But of course, the question to ask here is, looking at his age, 36, going to 37, he was signed for 2 years. So does this mean Manchester United, permit me to use that word with all due respect to Manchester United, are they really, really, is it kind of like they're desperate to win the trophy? Because I know for 4 years right now, Manchester United have not won any trophy. Ever since the last trophy they won with the special one, that's Mourinho. So having Ronaldo back into the United fold, do you see him helping Ole out in ending the trophy drought ever since he took over Manchester United?
Definitely, you know, Ronaldo is a winner. He's a serial winner. He has that winning mentality, and he transmits that to his teammates. However, just like a glimpse of what we saw yesterday, we know how instrumental a manager could be. We know how instrumental and pivotal the manager could be to his team winning or losing. So it's one thing for Ronaldo to do what needs to be done on the pitch. It's another thing for him to be backed up by the coach. And you know, the good thing that I realized on Saturday, you know, when Ronaldo made his debut was that, you know, one thing for sure is that United already have a winning system. They have an existing system under Ole that works for them due to the caliber of players they have and their limitations when it comes to having a super team. I don't think they have a super team yet, in my own opinion, because when certain key names get injured, you know, the replacements don't do it like they do it. So I don't believe Manchester United have a super team, right? So I believe they have a system that works for them when the best of the best are fit. And when Ronaldo joined, it's not like they changed that system for Ronaldo. No, they did not. Ronaldo just slipped into an already existing system. So that's
like
fantastic.
I said, the last jigsaw that solves the puzzle.
Exactly. The last piece of the jigsaw puzzle. So that's just fantastic. So now the question is consistency. How consistent can Manchester United be? You know, at least if they cannot be consistent enough to win the Premier League or the Champions League, you have to talk about them winning either the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. Excuse me, the Carabao Cup. You know. And but then if you think about it, Ole has bad luck so far. You know, he's reached the semi-finals of the Europa League and the Carabao Cup, even the FA Cup within his tenure, and it hasn't gone well for him. But now with Ronaldo at the helm, things be different. I don't know. I can't say for sure. Look, I don't know. Just like I said earlier, Ronaldo will do his bit. He will transmit what needs to be transmitted to his teammates. But at the end of the day, you need a coach who understands the players and who is good enough to make sure that these players win. You know.
But if I may ask, is this not too much of a burden for Ronaldo? You know, he's in the later years of his career. If not for him to have taken care of his body, Ronaldo should have hung his boot. But is this not too much of a burden for Ronaldo to bear for Manchester United?
Not at all. Burden. Cristiano Ronaldo does not know what a burden is. You know, Cristiano Ronaldo walks into any team in the world and expects to be the most important player on that team. He expects to be the one getting those vital 3 points for them. He expects to be the one turning up during the big games, and he expects to be the one driving them to winning trophies. So the word burden, I don't even think it's in the dictionary of Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, he will do his best as he only can. And then when you think about it, I don't believe that he has much of a burden. Why is that? Because he's got good young players around him. Yes, they do lack experience, but then that's why he is there to guide them. You know, the likes of Mason Greenwood, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford. Look, I'm sure Rashford will definitely thrive. Ronaldo now. You know, so these players will learn a lot from him, especially those in the academy. You know, United has a good crop of young players coming up. You know, the likes of Shola Shere, you know, and the like. So great things to look forward to. Just like I said, the only issue for Manchester United is the coaching aspect.
You know, talking about Ronaldo, he's an epitome of greatness when it comes to football. So, you know, in the football world, is either you're the Ronaldo side and you are on the Messi side. So it's, and you know, funny thing is, the Manchester United Newcastle match was not shown in UK, but it's still, I think it set a record of the highest number of views around the world. If I'm not mistaken, if my stats are right. So because I could smell some Arsenal fans wanting to support Manchester United because of Ronaldo, i.e.
Of course.
But does this, because I know it brings a big coverage back to the EPL. It opens EPL up again. Imagine the number of views that was recorded in that Manchester United Newcastle. So it doesn't look as if we're outdated on our episode. We saw what, like you mentioned earlier, Manchester United losing to Young Boys of Switzerland in the Champions League. Now, you mentioned Ronaldo's factor. He scored the opening goal. Is this a testing time for Ole? Because we saw yesterday the Ole out hashtag. It get us a manager that could, manage this set of players to push them to where they're supposed to be, win trophies. Is this a trap? Is this a trap kind of like for Ole? Is this going to show that, what's the right word to use? Is this where Ole needs to step up his game? Because right now he has all the arsenal that he needs, and there is no excuse for him not to win any trophy. And the Champions League have started on a bad note already, like they did last season. Will it be right Manchester United dropping into the Europa League and Ole setting a record for giving Ronaldo a debut in the Europa League?
Look, Cristiano Ronaldo cannot be found in the Europa League. Arguably one of the greatest players of all time, he cannot be found in the Europa League. It's an abomination. I don't want to think about it. So what I would say is that I don't know what is going on at the hierarchy of Manchester United, but I hope that they took a lesson from what happened at Chelsea. Chelsea have a record of switching managers easily and always getting the results. Fine, that's not the same at Manchester United. However, in this particular situation, we saw a Frank Lampard spend £222 million only for him to be coming during press conferences and saying, that this team needs time, certain players need time, and they can't win the trophy immediately. Look, an experienced manager in Thomas Tuchel came in and hit the ground running from the very first game. The rest is history. Exactly. Thank you. The rest is history. So now we've got people like Zinedine Zidane without a job. You've got people like Luis Enrique available, if you ask me. And then you just think about it. You got Antonio Conte. Thank you. You got Antonio Conte without a job. So we've got some great managers, some serial winners who know what it takes to build, or rather to get a super team to win a trophy. Zidane has to be on the top of that list, because even before Ole took over, it was rumored that Zidane was going to take over. For a while it was Pochettino, but now Poch is with PSG. So, it will only make sense if Zidane comes over, because, Zidane has worked with Ronaldo in the past, worked with Ronaldo in the past. And we know how much Pogba wanted to work with Zidane. So it would just be perfect. And also, recent reports have said that Pogba is impressed with the level of recruitment this season, and he might just be, signing a new contract. We don't know for sure, but with the type of players that United are attracting, we would want Pogba to stay so that they remain a force to be reckoned with. So, look. United need to have their tentacles up. I believe that if United cannot qualify for
the second round of the Champions League,
or rather, once United smell the fact that qualifying for the round of 16 in the Champions League is going to be difficult, I believe they should sack Ole and bring in someone who's going to save that for them. Remember what Chelsea did in 2012? With Andrew Villas-Boas, who wasn't going to take them anywhere. Sacked him immediately. Roberto Di Matteo stepped in. The rest is history once again. But then, I don't know. For me, like I've said before in previous episodes, I see Manchester United being so comfortable with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because of the type of owners they are. Talking about the Glazers and Ed Woodward. Solskjaer is a yes man to them. Is the person that dances along to the Piper's tune. That's the reason why it couldn't work out with Mourinho. That's the reason why it couldn't work out with Van Gaal. You know, so if you don't give a manager room to do what needs to be done, it's a problem. So, you know, I mean, Ole is there, but then as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to the tactical aspect, I believe Sir Alex, one of Sir Alex's gunmen, Mike Phelan, I believe he's the one really calling the shots, if you ask me, because, you know, I listen to Ole in every press conference. You know, he says things like, oh, you know what, I told the boys to go out there and have fun and express themselves, blah, blah, blah. You know, you cannot say that when that team is playing a big game. You cannot say that during the derby. You can't say that when they're playing important Champions League games. You know, I need to see a manager with substance and, you know, with the track record that Sir Alex already said before he left. You know, I believe Manchester United deserve better, with all due respect to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So, look, time will tell.
Yeah, time really will tell, because it's just 4 games in the EPL and 1 game in the Champions League. I think they're in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup. So let's see how it goes. Let's see, and we hope the very best for Ole.